It is the Riot. You seem like you're doing better today.
I feel better. All this
Still
talking is tiring. The more I do it, the more I start coughing. But we're almost done with our fall fundraiser, so we can power through. But thank you so much for all the podcast listeners who've been supporting during our fall fundraiser. It's been so wonderful to see podcast listener, and just you guys are the sweetest to donate and help keep this going.
So sweet.
Absolutely. So if you want to donate and you haven't, we just have a few more days left. If you go to RadioU.com and donate something, in the comment section, put podcast listener and put your name. Obviously, we'll see that from your donation.
Here's what I got for you. In today's podcast, we talk Disneyland.
Yes.
We talk bomb threats. We talk
not at Disney, but
not at Disney. We talk about how the KitKat flavor club is a lie.
Yeah,
it's a lie.
It's not a lie.
It's a lie. It's a lie.
It's a why bother? What's going to happen?
It's a lie.
So we talk about the KitKat, the club that you can now join, and some of the details concerning it.
That's right. Other things. Now, these are our past bits. You'll find. We talk about the Traverse City Poop River.
Yes. Did you hear that? You remember it? About the levels on if it's like
acceptable and unacceptable.
The levels are higher in lakes and rivers for like what would be warnings. They're higher than you think they should be, meaning they could have a real big problem, but they're still letting you swim in it.
I don't know how old this is, but I went out with a friend in his boat. I don't know, 2 months ago, a month ago, whatever. And the way I saw people just using the lake as a bathroom, I was like, you know what? I don't want to be a part of this.
I saw that trend on TikTok, and I was just like, what is this? What are we doing?
Nikki and I are very naive.
Yeah, I know. I don't know what people do, and I don't want to know. Don't tell me that. Don't show me anymore.
We talk about potential futures, good ways to reheat pizza, sure, and squeezable Jeff.
Yes, that's a perfect storm for this podcast.
It sounds like our show.
Thanks for listening, and again, thank you for donating and supporting at RadioU.com for our podcast.
Bye.
Maybe the Riot would sound better if they spent less time improving their lives at their gym. That was sarcasm. It's the Riot on Radio U.
First off, I just want to start by reminding everybody that Jif peanut butter is the only legitimate peanut butter, and all other peanut butters are trash.
So that's the one you do like?
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, people come in like with Skippy or Peter Pan or Reese's or whatever, and I'll just tell you, that is right on out. Keep it.
So what about with almond butter? Do you also have to have it?
Well, with almond butter, it's so dang expensive.
It's whatever's cheaper.
With almond butter, I buy the kind that you get at Costco.
Just because.
Because Jif almond butter is like $100 for 2 ounces. Now, I'll tell you, it's the best. It's infinitely spreadable. It's delicious.
But you just can't afford it.
Who can possibly afford to get Jif almond butter? I don't know anybody like that.
But
they're currently on their super yacht.
But you can afford the peanut butter.
Yes, I can. Maybe. You see, Nikki, Jif has just announced the peanut butter squeeze bottle.
Ooh.
And it's not even like a bottle. It's like a toothpaste.
I've seen sour cream come in this thing.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. And so you just go ahead and you squeeze the peanut butter out.
Now that with this packaging, you know it'll be so much more.
Yeah, well, Nikki, they've spent years in the lab trying to innovate on peanut butter packaging. So, of course, they're going to have to put some of the cost of that innovation and those years in the lab, it's going to show up in the purchase price.
Do you think you'll like the squeezable tube, or do you like it to be in the normal peanut butter thing?
No.
I'll
tell you, I need the jar for multiple reasons. Number one, I need quantity. Like when I buy peanut butter, I don't buy a little jar, a medium jar. I'm buying the 2-pack of the big jars. See earlier comments about Costco.
He likes peanut butter on his toast like every day.
I eat a lot of peanut butter, okay? I'm not ashamed. I am a little large. I'm sure the peanut butter contributes, but whatever.
Not
okay?
the toast and the peanut butter, no.
It's not that.
It's a protein.
It's fine. So there's that. I can't make the peanut butter any more portable or accessible. That's a bad idea. Can't do that,
Well, they were
guys.
saying you could just squeeze it right into your mouth. Look at that.
Well, since I was a kid, I don't remember at what point it was, but at some point, my dad taught me that you can just eat peanut butter with a spoon if you wanted. And my dad would do that all the time. He would just get a big spoon of peanut butter and just kind of eat peanut butter.
Well, Dakota texted, said I'm allergic to peanuts, so I have to buy sunflower butter. It's like $5 a jar.
Sunflower butter?
Yeah, it's an alternative.
What is that?
From sunflowers.
Sure.
From sunflower nuts. You just make that into nut butter, but non-nut.
Keith says that Jif is so spreadable because it's made with a not small portion of hydrogenated vegetable oil, i.e. shortening. And you know what?
Fine with that.
That's why it's so good.
I don't know, Keith, if you were saying that to get him, to be like, oh, I can't believe I'm having this or not.
Yeah,
He's happy with it. He doesn't mind.
Telling me that because I'm not going to like it because I love it. I do. I have mostly switched to almond butter-ish. In the morning, I have almond butter here at the studio. So if I'm having toast, it's with almond butter.
But when you're home?
I will tell you, sometimes at night, this is one of the best snacks ever. You get some peanut butter with a graham cracker. You just put peanut butter right there on the graham cracker.
Light layer, heavy hand, or what?
You know what? I don't see amounts when it comes to peanut butter.
Just spread it.
Just whatever you can.
What about some marshmallow stuff, too?
Oh, yeah, and then we could just put chocolate on top of that.
Nutella? You just make all 3 layers?
Perfect.
And then top it with another graham cracker.
Yeah, it's great.
Oh, my gosh.
And then with a nice, what do you call it, whole milk.
Oh, God. Why am I not losing weight?
Eat a couple of those and go straight to bed.
It'd be on your stomach the whole night.
It's perfect.
Oh, you'd never get up.
It's perfect. In the meantime, Jif introduces squeezable peanut butter.
We've got an archive of everything stupid the Riot has ever said at your fingertips. This is the worst of the Riot podcast.
So Disney World is open. I was talking to a friend of mine yesterday. He's going to Disney World, not tomorrow, but he's going next week, I think.
But that's been open since July, right?
Right. But
the other one's not.
Exactly that.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that Disneyland is not open.
So the one in Anaheim is not.
It hasn't been open since March 14th was the last day that Disneyland was open.
Some people were saying because that was, California had during COVID time some tougher restrictions, and they were not able to make that work for that location, whereas Florida was able to make it work for Disney there.
Well, Josh D'Amaro, chairman of Disney Parks, he is now, he essentially, I believe, stripped himself naked and laid flat on the ground in front of the California government.
I don't know if that's official. Is he begging?
He is begging.
He's begging to open it up?
Yes. And so he is saying, please, please, please. Oh, please. I actually have a full statement from him, but he is saying
that wasn't it.
It may not. That's just how I imagine it being. But he says the longer we wait, the more devastating the impact will be to Orange County and Anaheim communities and the tens of thousands of people who rely on us for employment, which I'm sure is true.
Yeah.
California is an interesting state to look at. I also, there's a fitness author who I like to read, and he lives in California. He runs a private gym there. And so you can basically pay him to train you. You go to his gym. Well, his gym's not open. Mm-hmm. And so he and a bunch of other people, I guess they're now suing the state. And he's an interesting follow on Twitter because every day he talks about some kind of a business that is open and how his gym is not open.
Oh, and how, but still in the same area.
Right.
Why is one okay, but the other is not?
Right. It's not funny up close, but at a distance, it makes me laugh because he's always digging for a new business.
Yeah, to find another one. Aww.
Yeah. So, I mean, it makes sense. Apparently, the hair and nail salon close to him is now doing nails again.
But not
he can't
his
open
gym.
his gym for one-on-one training.
I see.
So, yeah. But Disneyland not open. I'm amazed.
Still not open. Disney World, yes.
Yes, but Disneyland, no.
Is it healthy eating so many snacks, chips, and Oreos every single morning? No, of course not. But they do it for you.
Too many guys got the stomach for this line of work.
That's real love. It's The Riot on RadioU.
The people at Domino's Pizza in Australia, so it would be, a real workout to get down there. They put out a guide for what they say is the best way to reheat your leftovers.
Ooh, what did they say?
It's not bad, actually. This genuinely blows my mind because we all know that if you microwave pizza, you've killed it.
That actually isn't the best way to reheat pizza. It's probably the most convenient, but there's better ways.
Yeah, but they have a microwaving pizza hack that they say will keep the crust crispy.
In the microwave?
And not soggy, yeah.
What are we doing?
Well, you put a half a glass of water in there with the slice of pizza. Microwave it for 45 seconds, and that they say that the water takes care of the, like, soggy, weird, moist pizza. Like, it doesn't happen.
Anybody have any leftover pizza in their house right now?
It's enough to make me want to try.
I know. Like, can you pop it in and just let us know?
See what you think right there.
I used to use the air fryer, like, instead of the oven.
Oh, dude.
If you have an air fryer warming up pizza, it makes it better than when you got it the first time.
It's so good in an air fryer.
Now, Marka just texted and said, I do that at work. So, Marka, you put in the water when you're actually reheating it, and that's what works?
Blows my mind right there.
Huh.
They say a waffle iron will do that. Like, you just take a piece of pizza and put it in a waffle iron, shut the waffle iron, and it just heats it up.
Heats it up that way, too.
So it's really good.
All right.
Then my go-to /standbys have always been you take it and then you put it in the oven, or you can put it in a frying pan.
Oh, yeah, that's true. I forget people do that.
So that's actually a pretty good way to go ahead and reheat pizza. But I'm fascinated by the water in the microwave thing. And, I mean, as Nikki said, if you have one, Nikki and I both have air fryers because we care about how we eat our vegetables.
We do. Actually, it's better if you don't like vegetables, if you air fry them a little bit. They're actually not bad.
It actually is better. It's true.
Now, there also is one more way. You just buy new pizza. So just don't have to reheat.
Nikki!
What? Is that not an option?
No, you get your old pizza out and eat it.
Okay.
I mean, depending on how old your pizza is.
Maybe you didn't have any leftovers to begin with, though.
So, well, if you don't have leftovers, you have to have firstovers.
You got to start over, or you got to be ordering more pizza the first time.
And then you go ahead and you have a leftover. So you order too much.
Well, I know a lot of people who do order extra pizza, so then you have leftovers. You do over there, hand-raised.
I absolutely do. I always order, because the other thing that they say about pizza is that the price per square inch is cheaper the larger the pizza you
that
get.
You go, yeah.
So I'm just like, yeah, you know what? Like, there's a local place I get pizza from all the time. They have an extra large. I get that. It's $2 more, but it's at least another meal, if not like a meal and a snack.
Saving money.
Free snacks.
Reheating pizza properly so you're eating it. You're using up leftovers. We're new people here.
The whole buffalo, Nikki.
I mean, yes.
Nothing goes to waste.
I mean, you're just being
Except
smart
for the box.
about it. Yeah, no, we can repurpose that somehow.
Yeah, I mean, I just put it in the recycling bin.
Yeah, we'll do something.
Sure. It's great.
The Riot has now been downloaded. I hope you installed some antivirus. This is the worst of the Riot podcast.
Nikki, did you do your homework?
For what?
I mean, back in the day when you were in school.
Oh, yeah. I would always do my homework on, like, say, Friday. I would get it done before Friday night so then I could have the whole weekend.
That sounds like you.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
It does.
I was like that even back then.
Nikki's working ahead, and then she doesn't have to think about it.
You can still party, but, you have to have your responsibilities done, too.
I understand.
So that was more my style.
Despite what you might think about me, I also was the kind of person that would finish their homework. I would get it done. Like, it was... I can't remember ever intentionally not doing my homework.
Sure.
But I do have somebody here who does know what it's like to intentionally not do their homework, or at the very least forget. His name is Ray. He's 21 years old. Ray was enrolled at the University of St. Thomas.
Yeah.
And it just so happened that on April 17th, 2019... he did forget to do his homework.
What was the problem, though?
Well, the problem is that he also forgot to do it on August 20th, 2019.
Yeah.
And then one more time on September 17th, 2019.
So he forgot some key things?
He did. And on the one hand, let's just say he got creative on how he handled the situation. And isn't that what we're there to do? Aren't we in college to learn how to handle the real world?
You got to make sure you can fix these problems.
Yeah,
so what did he do?
He
just buy them, or?
Well, he called in a bomb threat to the switchboard on those 3 days. Mm-hmm. Canceling class His homework wasn't late.
Yeah, see, this isn't new. People used to do this. The bomb scare thing, that's not new.
But he did it
three times? I mean, they're going to track it back to him.
That's the part that gets me. And that's the problem with getting away with something. You get away with it the first time and you're like, oh, man, I'll never do that again.
Except for the following time and then one more time after that.
Then all of a sudden it's a new school year. We've gone from April to August and you're like, you know what? It worked last time.
Maybe he thought it'd be like a new administration and stuff and they wouldn't notice.
And that's why I feel like the dates tell the story. April to August, I can almost give him that. Like, all right, new school year. You get one bomb threat a year. I understand where you're coming from. But then from August 20th to September 17th.
There it is.
He got late. He thought, I can get away with it. They're never going to find me. They're not going to look into it.
He got lazy with his bomb threats.
He did.
Yeah.
He did.
Well, we're learning, aren't we?
Yeah. I mean, I think the lesson we're supposed to learn is never phone in a bomb threat.
Well, yeah. I mean, you're not supposed to do that, but...
And then that's the first lesson.
Actually, no, the first lesson was do your homework.
Okay, that's the first lesson.
Earlier than later.
Okay.
Is there a fundraiser lesson on this too? Let's get our donation in earlier than later. We're almost to the end.
Okay, and then our second lesson is...
That's it. There is none.
That's the first lesson.
I think that's it. That's the main one.
See lesson number 1.
The Riot is well-versed on many different topics.
They're shy at first, but they're quite skilled at conversation.
This is The Riot on RadioU.
Guys, I had a cautionary tale this morning. I saw it. I saw the ghost of Christmas future came to visit me this morning.
What happened? I'm afraid to ask. We don't mess with Christmas.
I didn't even think about it that way till just now, but I see it. Spirit, are these things that must be, or these things that may be? Okay. I stopped at the gas station this morning like I do. And in front of me, like, we walked in together, was this guy who, like, he was built about the same way I am, but he probably weighed a solid, I would say, like 50, 60 pounds more than I do. Like, he had a solid belly working on him. And he walks in, and he was probably 10 years older than I am, maybe a little bit older. So I'm walking with him. He weighs a little bit more. He's a little bit older. He has a mullet.
Okay.
He goes over and gets soda.
Yeah.
2 sodas.
Oh, you saw your future.
Instead of just one.
I thought you were like, is he like Santa? What is it?
No. And then he grabbed like a couple little...
Roller dogs?
Couple donuts, couple of sodas, and like not a 2 liter, but like a 1 liter or something. So obviously for a refill later. Now, look, that could have been, like, he could have been getting that for a couple of people.
But probably not.
But I just didn't feel like he was. I felt like those were his supplies for the day.
Sure.
He was in there at the same time I was, and I was just like, oh my gosh, this is where I'm headed.
See, Obi's had a long history with how much soda should we have? Little, a lot.
Right.
So you saw what, if you went even further into it, what would happen?
This is it. I have been given a window into a potential future for me. An extra 50 pounds, couple of donuts, couple of sodas.
A refill soda for when you buy the first one.
And just let your hair go.
Now, what happened, though, the other day? Didn't you say you became a rewards member of...
Oh, Nikki, Is
this the place?
This is my second month as a gold member.
You're a gold member at this gas station because you get so much soda.
That's right.
So what are you going to do? Is this a cautionary tale or?
Well, I don't know. Like, maybe it's diet. I don't know.
What was he getting? Did you see?
No, I couldn't see.
Oh, you should have saw what he got.
I felt like there was definitely Mountain Dew involved, but I don't know. And what's even sadder is, like, I didn't even get soda. I went straight to an energy drink this morning.
You did?
Yeah. So I mean, like,
oh, then you're not him. You're fine.
You're fine. No, but see, I'm headed in that direction. Now, to be clear, there's nothing wrong with, like, this guy's living his life. He's doing his thing. It's fine. But when I saw it, I was like, in 10 years, this could be me. Like, I've just decided that.
You got a mullet. You're drinking more soda. That's
right.
The part we're focusing on, the intake.
Well, I just felt like he was me, but, like, amplified.
Yeah.
So for all I know, he's working at Radio Z down the road. I don't know. And again, It's not so much that it was wrong.
Sure.
It was just that I saw it and I was like, okay, this is the definition. Like, this is where I could be going.
Well, Jerome said cautionary tale or life goals.
Maybe both.
Don't know. That's a good question.
Maybe it was, I was given a vision to see how good things could get.
Oh, which way is it then?
I'm going to have to think about it.
Yeah, you are.
I'm going to have to think about it.
Your thoughts on that might change day to day.
I might just be like, you know what? That's a happy
Maybe
person.
that's the best.
Yeah. I was given a snapshot of my best life now.
The good part. Oh, at least you'll still be drinking soda, right?
That's something. And walking.
Yeah, and who knows? The mullet look has come back in during the quarantine.
Man, I'll tell you what, like, I feel like there's really, when it comes to hair, there's one or two best options, and that is cut it really short or just let it grow. So I've got it pretty short right now. Maybe that's where I'm headed.
So you're right, these are some goals.
That gives me more money to reinvest in soda. And you'll notice the word invest.
Invest, because you're going to now be getting more along with some donuts.
Donut sounds pretty good right now.
Because remember, tomorrow it's National Donut Day.
Yep.
So maybe he was just celebrating a little early or just taking the whole week for it.
Could have been stocking up. When I was in there yesterday, because, yes, I've been there every day. I almost bought, they have like little cake pops.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, I got to stay strong. But maybe I should just give in.
We're listening to the worst of the riot. Radio U.
Man, this kind of bums me out.
What is it?
KitKat is starting up a club. They're calling it a flavor club.
Yeah.
Where you join it and they'll send you like the new flavors or the flavors in development. Plus they're going to give you, and I quote, some KitKat swag. And
you're not going to get in. No one's getting in.
That's what I hate about it.
Did you see how many are?
Yes.
How it's open to only 200 people. That's not a lot.
That's an invitation.
Pretty much.
It's a non-vite.
But they were saying that, before October, you'd get like an October package, a November package, and I think a December one.
You're not getting anything.
To kind of show you the flavors. Well, no, like you're just not able to sign up for it.
Nobody's getting nothing. You're like, that's a double negative, so somebody's getting something.
Well,
you know what I mean.
I don't know how you would have had a chance to have gotten into it. I mean, surely it's full by now. Or was it invite only or what?
No. Well, I can provide you a link that you can click. And on 11:59 p.m. Eastern on September 29th, you'll be able to sign up. Oh, actually, entries are open now. That's when they close.
Yeah, good luck to you.
I'm sure you'll get picked.
So 200 people for the KitKat thing. It is a neat idea, though, so they want people to kind of test out the flavors.
So I'm just telling you right now that if they said, hey, for $10 a month, join the KitKat Club, I'd be like, yep. And I'd just pay that. And we'd have a KitKat taste test every month. We would just do it. I would love that. But instead, they're like 200 lucky people. I'm like, you know what? After what happened to me with the Xbox and the PlayStation and the NVIDIA and everything else, I'm not exactly feeling lucky online these days.
All right. Now, I take some of the things that I said back. So they are doing an October one, but then they'll be doing a early 21 kit and then a spring 21 kit. And they're bringing out the point that because of COVID, these would just be mailed to you, so you wouldn't have to be trying to find these in the stores if you were part of the KitKat Club.
Yeah, so the way to go, KitKat. You're providing major COVID relief for a total of 200 people.
And they are saying that includes the new mocha.
Look at you.
The new mocha and chocolate KitKat. But again, 200 people, good luck, because I'm sure way more will try to get in.
It's not going to be for normal people. It's going to be for influencers.
No, remember how we talked about a few days ago? You can't do anything unless you build a bot.
Yeah.
So maybe you need a bot to get in on this.
I'm done. Just forget it. You know what? I don't want anything online.
Now, when we say
I
that,
don't want anything. Nothing.
That means we're upset and we do want it, but we can't get it, so we're mad.
Fine. You know what? I'll just... like I spilled some chocolate on the carpet a couple weeks ago. I'll just suck it out of the carpet.
No, you need to add another flavor, so it's one of the duo things. You're like, look, it's my 2 KitKat flavors.
Whee!
Oh, I'm sorry that you're disappointed, but you haven't even tried.
Look, we got you a KitKat. It tastes like sadness and disappointment. It's a duo.
Well, no, the thing is, you don't even find them. When you're trying to find the new ones, they're hard to find.
I know that's the empty flavor in your mouth right now. You don't know it, but you already have the duo.
So if you want to look for that, they are taking the entries for it, but they'll choose 200 people. Good one.
The Riot. Just because it's bad doesn't mean it's not good. Wait, Isn't that exactly what it means? It's the Riot on Radio U.
So I was asking, do you feel safe with the idea of like maybe taking a trip, going somewhere, haven't seen grandma in a while, but you got to fly to get there or whatever? Would you do it? And we really weren't sure. And you know what? I don't know if we can trust the government to tell us whether or not it's safe. Because I'm looking at this, Traverse City, Michigan. They had the flooding, and as a result of some of the flooding, there was a 54,000-gallon sewage spill.
Ooh, that's
where
bad.
Sewage just dropped into the waterways. And I want you to know that they went in and said, yeah, go at first.
Oh, to go in the water, like you can still boat and stuff?
At first, Traverse City Health Department was like, do not get in the Boardman River or parts of the Grand Traverse Bay. Just don't. No.
Yeah.
That was May 28th. It's June 3rd, and they're like, hey, we're lifting the advisory. It's cool.
No, I need more time than that.
It's cool. They say that the E. coli levels now meet recreational water quality standards for full body contact.
Ooh.
I know it's true. I know it is. But when I think about the fact that there is an acceptable amount of E. coli that can be in the water, for me, it's like, wait. What?
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, it's an acceptable amount. You go into the water, you get a little E. coli. What you worried about, son?
There always is. I just don't think we want to know. I don't think you want to actually know the what is allowed and how bad it has to be in order for them to tell you to not get in.
Yeah, so there are parts of it that are acceptable for swimming and others that are like wading, fishing, paddling, but let's not do swimming yet. Still too poopy.
I get nervous around. I'm not gonna lie. Lake stuff sometimes scares me more. It's just worrisome because of some areas where there can be things going around.
I will tell you what really, really hurt me when it came to lake swimming.
Mm-hmm.
I was at a public beach, was having a good time, and some
lake
lady,
beach or an ocean
beach? Yes, like lake beach. And some lady just let her dog run down and leave something behind in the water.
Oh,
and
really?
I was just like,
how did the dog do that?
I don't know. But
What one?
Number 2.
Really?
And
that she just didn't. I mean, can you pick it up?
I just had this moment where I was like,
yeah.
And she didn't even yell at the dog. She just watched him do it and just whatever. And I was like, you know what? It's time to go home.
Yeah.
It's time to go home. I have a shower at home. I'll just stand there and pretend I'm swimming. It's fine.
It's different. Each beach is different. All right? Everything offers something this way. Maybe it might be a negative. Something over there that's a positive.
You know what, Nikki? We're all different, aren't we?
Yeah.
Everybody's got their own.
I remember we had one near us that had like a health warning. And so we went, though, just to see. And people were all in the beach.
Oh, yeah.
And that's where I saw the obviously very pregnant lady drinking. And then there was this ice cream truck that looked straight out of health codes, like violations.
Yeah.
And I remember turning to Erica's like, no, we're not going to rest here today. I don't know what's going on. It was too much. Too much stuff.
Well, just a heads up. Before you go running to the beach, do a little Googling, see where it's at.
I'd rather put my feet in my tub at home.
Sure.
And just sit there.
Hey, man, maybe even the bowl in the bowl at home, because at least you know where it came from.
This was the worst of the riot, and we'd like to congratulate you on having the stomach to stick around to the very end. The riot exists because Radio U exists, and Radio U only exists because of your support. Find out more and give now at RadioU.com/donate.
Make your own sandwich.